Well, so I was first here at Smugglers Notch back in 2023 when I very first started doing timesharing, and well before I was having YouTube or doing any videos about these places. So this is only my second time back. I nabbed an RCI bonus week, or an RCI last call for 4th of July week. It's pretty good. It was a really good deal. It was on sale too. So this is the center area. Kind of parking, and then right there you can see where it says welcome. It's got the kind of where you go to check in, and this is actually kind of a nice resort. They have a lot of stuff here. They got this fun zone, several restaurants, and like a center area with ice cream, pizza, a little place you can hang out, and with a fire pit, etc. And then this is where I kind of get confused. You got to go to the left to actually check in. Otherwise, it's just a country store. And yeah, this is the guest registration. And there's both a Wyndham and the actual check-in. And the last time I was here, I think one of the only restaurants that was open was this Mountain Grill, which was, well, at that time, decidedly average. Okay, so they actually have a whole map here that's pretty well done of this resort, which is good mid-sized or maybe larger resort. I don't know how well this is going to show up on my DJI, but we were in the past over here in Tamaracks, but this time, I think because it was through Wyndham or something, we're in the West Hill community up here in Sycamore. But it's supposed to be the same kind of buildings, and we'll see how it is. So yeah, looking forward to checking out Smugglers Notch one more time. This is definitely a place that I really enjoyed the first time. I'm happy to be back, and I hope to come back more than once. Okay. Well, it could be a little easier to find where the heck you go, but I'm gonna go up and try and read the numbers. So I guess you go in the main entrance. Those units are downstairs. Aha, second floor. 57, of course. Okay, up to the second floor somehow. Do I get to the second floor? Nope. Stairs. Oh, it's going to be fun getting the luggage in. Always stairs. 56 to 62. Well, I'm looking for 57, so... Bringing back memories, though. 57. Okay, so this is dark. Of course it's dark. It's always dark. Hey, I found some lights. I don't know what this does. Not sure what that's for. So this is the 2-bedroom Sycamore 57 here at Smugglers Notch. Let's see the kitchen. well, a little weird with this kind of blocked by the fridge, but not horrible, really. I don't think I have to go over there. Let's see. Oh, that's bad. They don't have an ice machine. Well, that's a knock against Smugglers Notch here. Really? No ice machine? No ice machine. Really? Well, that is... I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe there's an ice machine somewhere else, and I'm going to have to bring ice up here. Making ice myself, that's going to take forever. Oh, boy. Okay, microwave, coffee, electric stove looks in good condition. Kind of your basic dishwasher. What model is this? This is a GE. Ooh, kind of a fancy GE. You know, I am thinking about replacing my dishwasher at home because my old one kind of died. But I think I prefer the third racks to this kind of setup. And anybody who saw my Mess and Nuttin' first time video knows what I'm sniffing for. But no, it doesn't smell really musky or anything. Looks pretty clean. Looks like it was recently run, so that's good. All right. Ooh, what did I do? Oh, that... I don't understand, but okay. Whatever this is. Oh, we got our table. Cool, cool, cool. Some cookies. Apparently we get some free cookies. I remember that now. Yeah, this place is... You know, it's not the absolute fanciest, but man, they have some nice touches. They need an ice machine, but otherwise, we got a nice, like, huge living room area here. You got your table with power right there. No problem going to be to set up for working. Here's the second bathroom, which is pretty good. No problems at all. And, yeah, certainly in comparison to, like, Nashville Wyndham, you can see really not much dirt buildup or anything. No, again, see the Nashville one about that. You know, the door for the second bathroom will open normally, close normally, isn't going to hit the regular toilet. Yeah. Now I've got actual previous like lore from the channel to reference, I guess. So, you know, check that out. See my previous reviews for that. Oh yeah, and I forgot. Like this is a second bedroom, but you could have a lot of people in here. You got two twin beds. You got a double bed. It's just in the second bedroom. I mean, you got plenty of room. You got AC up here. I don't know. I think it's probably centrally run, unfortunately, because I would love to have that kick on, put some cold air in here. I'll test that out. I will test that out. And, well, it's not like the fanciest view. This is actually nicer than being on the lowest floor where you're just, like, right there. You get a little bit of a view. I mean, some cool trees and stuff. People aren't going to really be looking in. Well, I guess somebody could go on their balcony and kind of turn and try and look in, which is a bit of a problem now that I notice. Wait. Oh, okay. I see. I was like trying to figure out how do you like close a curtain. And I think, because you want some privacy, and I think this is, there's some kind of thing over there to pull it down. Now I'm going to give him a knock here. This isn't the easiest to get to. You know, you're going to hit against this bed. So and this big thing. So to get privacy in the second bedroom, and why do many of the second bedrooms not have any thought to privacy? Like, we're just going to have a wide open window to your bedroom to anybody on one of the balconies or walking by outside. Like, really? I mean, I wear pajamas, but still. So yeah, you'd have to get to that and pull it. I don't know who's getting the second bedroom this time, but whoever is, I'm pretty sure is going to want that to be pulled. Okay, so then over here, the big living room area. It's pretty nice. We have, my mom will love this. We do have our balcony. And look at this. Which again, like there's people right there that can just look into the second bedroom. What I'm talking about is like here. I'm here. Second bedroom. Second bedroom. Like second bedroom. Like I can just see in. And, well, this is a pretty, like I said, nice balcony. Chairs are pretty nice. And like I said, kind of an okay view. There's a barbecue down there. I don't know if I can convince my mom to try and use that kind. It's not really convenient to being on the second floor, but it is kind of like a park charcoal one, so she might do it. I don't know. We'll see. And look, this actually is kind of a cool view. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see with this camera. I might have to get my main camera out. But you can kind of see some of the ski trails up on that mountain, so that's cool. Okay, yeah, and so the other thing I was talking about is right here. If you're just sitting like on the couch here, second bedroom. Although granted, from this angle, you're only going to see that one twin bed, but I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of having nice windows, and I like the idea of having nice views and what have you, but just make it easy for privacy in the second bedroom. I mean, it's a bedroom. I don't get it. Okay, well, this might be a bit of a problem because how do you get the lights on in here? Well, I don't see any overhead lights, so I'm guessing it's you gotta turn the switch on the lights themselves, because again, all of these places are designed so that the lights will drive you nutter butter. And like, why is this light? What? I don't know what that switch is for. Maybe that's for the AC? No. Where's the switch to turn this light on? This light's completely different. This light switch is here. Who designed this? I mean, anyway, we got a king-size bed. Again, like, is there a reason you want a window into the main bedroom right out to look? Not a door. It's not like you can just walk right out onto the balcony, but a window. Like, so strange. At least this has like an easily accessible blackout curtain, like privacy guard, because again, call me crazy, but it's a bedroom. Oh, this is awesome though. And so in this main bedroom, we got another desk right here, power right there. I might take this because I could work here completely, don't have to go in the kitchen, don't have to interrupt anybody. Although with my mom, it's not like she gets up before like 1 p.m. So, but still, no interruptions, no fighting, I can just be completely out of the kitchen and everything. But here's I don't know what that switch is for. Switches, lights, camera, action. Okay, yeah. So here is the bathroom, the main bathroom, which I think is nice enough. Hilarious. There's a little itty bitty TV up there. So I guess if you're in the jacuzzi tub and you just gotta watch, I don't know, The Price is Right or something, you can just pull it up on your TV up there somehow. You got your regular toilet. Yeah, this isn't bad. I think this is nice. Oh, and again, reference to previous lore, but unlike the Club Wyndham Nashville, ding, just like a regular shower stall that you can just, I don't know, get in. No limbo necessary. This is going to be just referenced in many of my videos going forward is how much limbo do you have to do to get into the shower? Also preferable to Nashville, and the thing I didn't think I'd normally be looking for, we have a luggage holder. But in addition to the luggage holder, we have this table here. I think you could put a bunch of stuff on too for unpacking and stuff. Okay, so one other thing I found already, washer dryer. So you got a washer dryer in here, so that's good. You know, basic but functional, I hope. Not sure I'm going to do any laundry on a 1-week trip, but they have it if you need it. One of the downsides, I'm going to say, to Sycamore, and I remember this being the case in Tamaracks too, is the outside hallway is not climate controlled, which is also similar to the Hilton Grand Vacations Club at the Flamingo in Las Vegas. So I'm kind of sweaty now. Also could not find an elevator at this one, so hauling several heavy suitcases up a full flight of stairs and a little bit to get to the stairs from outside. Also a fun time. The other thing that is a good thing, though, is it seems like all of these have separate AC units. So you can set the AC to what you want it to be just in the bedroom, which is awesome because I always fight with people usually about what temperature it should be so I can sleep and they can sleep. But in this case, each bedroom has its own AC unit, so yay. The downside is I am not at all sure that there's any kind of environmental cooling or whatever in the center area. So I think we're just gonna have to like leave one or both of the bedroom doors open for a bit to cool it off out here. Because I went over here and I set this down to 66 and I was playing with it, and it, you know, mode is off or auto. Auto says it's 79 in here and it's not doing anything. And, you know, I am not really sure how to make it do something. And then the other thing that I gathered from reading their little email they sent me before I got here is this place was only the second place I ever went to. And I think this is the place potentially that convinced me what you need to do is create a blue bag. We call it the blue bag, but you need to create some kind of bag like this one that you bring spare stuff with, because according to the check-in, they're going to charge you if you ask for additional toilet paper, paper towels, or things. So that must be why I started carrying these around, because the last couple times I was starting to wonder, you know, if I can just call housekeeping and they just bring me some more, I was like, well, why am I carrying all this around? That doesn't make any sense. Now I know why, and I'm glad that I was still doing it for this trip, because I didn't really want to get charged extra for toilet paper or paper towels if we needed more. So, still a good thing to bring it with you. I think the same for soap, too. So, I also have extra soap. One other interesting thing we just figured out is, it seems like the fireplace is going. It's summertime. It's 82 degrees outside. At least there's a flame lit in there, and it was kind of giving off some warm air. Maybe that's why it's 79 in here. I might have to call the front desk and say, how do you turn this off? Because I don't have any idea. Nothing obvious. But I do remember they had weird light switches that I did not know what they were for. And I just kind of turned them on to get lights. So we're going to hunt the Wumpus and see if I can find a light switch. Okay, so near Smugglers Notch, this is actually the Stowe Mountain Resort, which I guess is a Vail resort. And you can do a ticket. It varies. I've seen it as low as like $43 and as high as like $75 a person, so it can be a little expensive, but you can take this gondola all the way up to the top of Mount Mansfield, which is got some spectacular views. It's a long way up, and I think it's actually compares, you know, better for height and view than the Massanutten one, but on the other hand, the Massanutten one is cheaper, so, you know, take that for what you will. But yes, this is something you can do in the summertime at Smugglers Notch. And this is the top of the gondola ride, I think Mount Mansfield area. They got a neat little viewing platform you can go up, some Adirondack chairs you can try and scarf, and just that view. And leaving the top of the mountain and just down on the kill car. Here you got quite the view. Crazy. I guess one warning, they don't like to stop the cars for you, so you gotta be good jumping on and off of them.
As they're moving.
As they're moving, right. Otherwise, I kind of recommend it. It's kind of a cool view. The restaurant isn't horrible, and they got a neat little store up there. Not bad. The outside of Sycamore 57, etc. Well, here's some of the barbecue set up here behind Sycamore's. Kind of the park grills. We'll see how that goes. And there's some kind of stairs that I don't know where the heck they go. They like go down there to like a trail or something. I don't really know. Maybe down to the other units. Maybe the over. Well, no, I don't really know where that is going. And just a couple pictures to prove that we did, in fact, do some cooking on the barbecue. And some hot dogs and some hot sausages. And it was good. So, one of the things that I have to talk about with Smugglers Notch, and one of the negatives, is unlike basically every other timeshare I've been to, I don't think there's really much of a support system here. I'm afraid that at least right now it feels much more like maybe an Airbnb or something. I mean, for instance, if you were to have a problem like you ran out of toilet paper or something, it says they charge extra for that. This must be it was only the second timeshare I ever went to 2 years ago, and it must be the place that made me think I need to bring spare toilet paper, paper towels, shampoo, soap and such, because they only give you the little tiny bottles. They don't have the big ones on the wall. And even if you wanted to call and pay for that kind of stuff from housekeeping, well, this is the only place I've been so far that has a phone like this. Like, I don't know why they have this as the phone, but as you can see, there's no button for housekeeping. There's no button for the front desk. There's no indication as to like what you should dial on this. Like, it basically all the instructions up here are how to call, a local or long distance phone number, which is great. But when I tried to look up the Smugglers Notch phone number, I couldn't manage to dial it from that. It doesn't work like most phones I'm used to with 9 and 1 some number, or just the short form number if it's within the resort. So I ended up using my cell phone to call the only number I could find. And that just took me to a phone tree, none of which had an option for services or front desk or maintenance or housekeeping or anything. It was, how do you want to book another stay? And so I don't know how you're supposed to get support other than getting on the shuttle or getting in your car and driving all the way over to the front desk area. And this is one place where Massanutten really, I think, is much better than here at Smugglers Notch because, well, it's the same issue that you'd have to drive to the front desk. It's also pretty obvious from their phone system, how you call the front desk or housekeeping or maintenance. And they actually show up pretty quick, and they don't charge extra if you need something. So, yeah, maybe a lot of my thumbs up for Smugglers Notch in the past is just the fact that it was only the second one I'd ever been to. And I didn't have a lot to compare it to, really. The other thing is why I was thinking about this housekeeping and this phone call system was that we ran out of hot water last night. I mean, it didn't run out. There was none. Like, I went to take a shower. I went to wash my hands. I let it run for a good 5-10 minutes. I tried running multiple taps. Nothing. Just cold water. So I was going to go and try and complain today and be like, hey, the hot water's out. Somebody else must have, because by about 8:30 it started working. So I guess I don't have to bitch about it. They did fix it. I didn't even have to talk to them, really. But it is disappointing. This is the only timeshare I've been at that has had the hot water go out. Yeah. And the other thing I should mention is I have a picture of a notice I got outside the door yesterday when I went outside, and it was a water quality warning. Apparently, by Vermont law, the past 4 quarters, Smugglers Notch has had too much of a cleaning agent in the water. It's 83 parts per million, and the limit is 80. And they have some justifications, but again, this is the only place I've been that has ever had that happen to me. I've had notices they're going to be spraying for bugs or something, but water quality, I mean, I'm not used to getting that anywhere in the United States, really. So luckily, we almost only drink bottled water just for flavor reasons. When we're at timeshares, we don't really love the chlorine taste, which apparently might be extra strong here. And of course, it didn't have this issue 2 years ago, but the fact that it's now 4 quarters and they have to notify people, that's a little concerning. They haven't been able to fix it in a year, so I don't know what I can say going forward. It seems like it should be transient. It seems like they should be able to fix it. I wouldn't expect it to take them over a year, but I don't know how hard it is to deal with the sanitation systems and the water treatment plants. So maybe this is normal. I don't know. But at least right now, we're pretty much drinking bottled water except for the ice. Getting ice from the ice machine 2 floors down, carrying it up, trying to keep it in the freezer or something. It's just a pain. It is a bit of a project and a little complicated with like what you get and what you can do here at Smugglers Notch. Now, 2 years ago, it was pretty simple. You could pay $5 extra per access card to get into Fun Zone 2.0, which was really mostly for little kids, and that was fine. Now it sounds like there's an additional fee for most of the pools. You only get access to the courtside pool as part of a standard exchange or a last call or extra vacation or whatever. And that's the only hot tubs, and I guess you get access to a pool that's in your neighborhood. So we do have a pool up here in Sycamores that we could go to. But again, it's kind of unfortunate that it doesn't have hot tubs there or any of that stuff. Similarly, Smugglers Notch has a sauna, from what I can tell, but it's either $70 an hour or you have to be staying in one of a select number of units to get access to the sauna, at least as far as I could tell Googling. The other thing I will say is this just ties into that the information available is not great. I really am confused and unsure about a number of things here. And the check-in lady certainly wasn't that helpful, although she did say she was being trained, which is unfortunate for me. It would have been nice to have somebody who knew what they were doing there helping her. It seemed like I knew more about how RCI and things worked than she did. So I don't know if you have a normal, fully trained person do your check-in, do they give you all this information about amenities and how to get to them and how to access them? It seems unlikely. I've gone to other places and they'll hand you a map. But also most other places don't have pay for this, don't pay for that, get this card access for this or that. So yeah, it's just complicated. And so I haven't really done a hot tub or anything because I'm not sure where to go exactly. And I'm not sure if I want to. It is 80 degrees outside. And I will say, I do think a lot of things here are really great for kids, but I haven't seen them myself. But I did see some kids running around really excited about Fun Zone 2.0. So yeah, and there are a lot of activities and things that you could potentially do. It just basically requires you to get in a car and drive and park somewhere or call the shuttle, which at least they gave us a phone number for to call the shuttle. And it's on demand. They just come get you and take you wherever it is you want to go. One other thing that they did note, and another reason I haven't just gone down to the pool, is they don't provide pool towels at the pool. I don't have that many towels in the unit. I'm not sure if any of them work great as a pool towel. I mean, obviously you can just use a regular towel, but I feel like every place I've gone to has had wildly different ways of being really good, way up here in some things, and then some things that are just way, 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 way down. And making it hard to really distinguish when I say that something gets, well, let's say a 6 or something, what does that mean? Because like some places it means, oh my God, there's just like 8 bajillion things to do at the resort. There's saunas, and there's steam rooms, and there's hot tubs, and there's ping pong, and there's shuffleboard, every kind of different random thing you could think of. And most of it or all of it is free. But, what takes it down is that there is, the beds are almost impossible to sleep in. Or you've got places like Smugglers Notch where the beds are great. Yeah, I have to say that. No complaints about the beds. They're fine. No problems like the other couple places I mentioned previously. But the overall place, the unit, has some weird things about it. It's only stairs. It's kind of hard to get around. You're doing 1 or 2 flights of stairs. It does have a shuttle, so it's not just driving. So that's a bonus over Massanutten when I've been there. But on the other hand, Massanutten didn't seem to have anywhere near as many complicated card-based things. It seemed pretty straightforward. If you want to go to the water park, you buy a ticket. Otherwise, if you can get to the arcade, you can go to the arcade. If you can get to the pool, you can go to the pool. If you get to the steam room, you can go to the steam room, right? Like, it not that complicated. Whereas here at Smugglers Notch, it does seem like the things that you might expect to pay extra for, you do. But also, the things you may not expect to pay extra for, you do. Oh yeah, and one other thing. So I've set up for work here, and this is fine. Yeah, don't mind that. They don't give you more tissues. But the internet here, whew. This is not the worst internet, but I would say it's the second worst internet I've had at some places. It is barely usable. It often hangs up if you have a VPN that you need to use. It often just hangs up trying to browse the web. Luckily, like once it gets connected, your Zoom is solid. So again, you can do your work meetings. But in terms of, browsing around the internet, it can be incredibly frustrating and kind of slow. And I think they need to focus, like so many places, on considering Wi-Fi as important. And again, not just for people working. I just, like, when I'm done working and I'm just hanging out, I'm wanting to use my Wi-Fi. I want to pull up YouTube. I don't want it to be 240p. I want, like, normal YouTube. I want to be able to pull up Netflix. I want to be able to browse the Tug forum, right? Like, I don't want it to be like I'm on DSL in, the late 90s or something, or even dial-up in some cases. But no, this is at least DSL speed. So, yeah, that's kind of a ding, because everybody, I think, whether you're vacationing or you're working, wants the Wi-Fi to be good. And I don't know why. There are multiple places, like 50%, that don't have that figured out. Pretty much every hotel has decent Wi-Fi now. So I don't know what's going on with the timeshares, but they need to work on it. I don't know what this is. Kind of like birdhouses on the way to the Sycamore local community center. I guess it's technically the West Hill Community Center. And you can see here that they do have a pool, a non-running splash pad or something. I don't see a hot tub. Oh, and they have a playground. And it seems like this is the West Hill guest service desk, which would have been good to know. Oh, here we go, guest services phone. I guess you should just known all this stuff. Huh. Okay. And lounge area, which, man, the fact that each place has different access is. Really should have walked around more earlier, but I've been busy doing other things. Oh, geez, my mom really missed out here. We got ping pong. Little lounge with some sort of a game thing here. Another view of the pavilion, playground, and pool here. Again, they got a nice pool, I guess, but no hot tubs that I can see. And a splash pad that, for reasons I can't fathom, isn't currently running. And then, in addition, we got pool tables. In addition to the ping pong, we got pool tables and an air hockey table, I think. Yeah. Now the question is, it does take tokens. So ping pong is free, but I'm just gonna guess pool takes money too, because of course it does. That's unfortunate, but kind of expected. So ping pong is free. They have a room titled massage. I don't know how that works. Locker rooms for getting ready for the pool, and the exercise facility. So we do have not a sauna out here, but a basic set of weights, treadmills, bikes, and I think an elliptical. Yep. So your basic little gym. So this isn't bad. I'm just kind of disappointed they didn't put hot tubs up here too. But if you're in Sycamores, this is easy to access, at least from where we were. Down by Hearth and Candle and the center area, I'm trying to find the courtside, creekside pool or something, but you can see llama parking only, some kind of cornhole game, and obviously basketball courts, and looks like volleyball. Yeah, this is shuffleboard. So they got two shuffleboard courts here. I don't know where you get the equipment. And look, what do you call it? Horseshoes. They also have a bocce ball court that you can use, and other games and things. And here's some quick shots of the courtside pool, which we did finally find, as well as some tennis things in the same area. And this is next to the Nordic Center, and it's kind of hard to find, but they got a lot of stuff here. Got a neat little country store in here. Quite a bunch of stuff. Sea bags of ice. This is a bit of a hidden park off the old grist mill. It's hard to find, and it's a sharp right when you're coming out of Smugglers Notch, but it's about the only place in the area that I know of where you can actually get down like to the creek without being in one of the very specific like creekside resorts. So you might have guessed this is the 4th of July celebration that they had at Smugglers Notch. It was pretty cool. I had to cut a lot of the audio here because they were playing recordings of copyrighted songs that you could sort of hear under the fireworks, and we know how YouTube gets about that.
Always wondered about this one falling into the trees.
not starting a forest fire, are we? Alright, so final thoughts about Smugglers Notch as a resort. Well, I was here for the 4th of July celebration where they had fireworks and some entertainment, some live music, and that was quite a bit of fun. But I do have to say that Ben & Jerry's disappointed me a little bit in terms of the milkshakes. Their milkshakes are not great, or at least not at this one. So, as I said before, I think a lot of Smuggler's Notch depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for fancy units with all the trimmings, this isn't the place for you. But if you're looking for a place that has the basics and does the basics, like the absolute basics, mostly right, and has really good value, a lot of value offered a lot of times through RCI Extra Vacations and Last Calls, then I think this can be a place to come if you have kids, and it can be a place to come if you want to kind of take advantage of all the activities and all the things like pool tables and ping pong tables and pools you can go to and horseshoe pits and shuffleboard courts and things like that, cornhole games, as well as maybe or maybe not pay up for things like the Fun Zone 2.0. That does cost a little bit more, and access to sort of all the pools. They have some in summertime that are almost like water park things, so that's pretty cool. If you want all of those things, and you want all the kind of cool stuff that's here to do, their little stores, their restaurants are perfectly fine. Again, average, but here you don't have to go anywhere if you don't want to. Their pizza's actually pretty good. I'd say a bit above average. That was surprising. Then this can really be a place to come. So I think if you're looking for a calm vacation, if you're looking to come here in the summer, or really any time of year on an RCI Extra Vacations or Last Call, this is a great value, provided, again, that you understand that you're getting sort of basic accommodations, that things that are here work. But some of the things it doesn't have is that, it doesn't have an elevator. It doesn't have an ice maker in the freezer. It doesn't have centralized controlled climate control, which that can be a plus or a minus, but it's kind of basic. It doesn't have fancy things set up for charging your phone in the lamp or in the side tables. So you're going to need to bring your own chargers, more so than in a lot of other places now. And it does have benefits, at least in the summertime, of things like the shuttle. So all in all, I think if you're not coming here specifically for work, because the internet sucks, the internet is kind of a problem. That can be difficult. But if you're coming here for trips, and again, especially if you're bringing little kids, it looks like if you want to bring dogs maybe as pets, this might be a place that's a lot of value for money. So my tug score at the end of all this is a 7.5. It could easily become an 8 if they updated some of the things in the units and or included a few more things without extra fees. But right now, I think it's a 7.5, but I don't think you come here just to stay in the units. You come here to go to all the things that the resort has in the resort area, or you come here to go around northern Vermont and to have a reasonably good place to stay that's very inexpensive in comparison to a lot of places.